You've been living in Bangalore for several years. Tell us, how is the work culture here and how your experience been?
Bangalore has changed. A lot of stress that floats around. Most of the people in Bangalore, beyond office, you also have your laptop. So there are a few things I could see in my health as well.
Anything specific got impacted because of this lifestyle?
So from there I got psoriasis, which also happened that I started losing hair. Because you are traveling sometimes on an aircraft or in a bus, and I used to put my head anywhere I rest.
At what age did you experience this?
So I started losing hair when I was 30, but then that picked up, and then those questions came in, which shampoo to use, what conditioner to use. I've been a big Shah Rukh Khan fan. And second is, since childhood, say 2011, so it was really like, full hair. So I used to blame the water and sometimes dandruff, my stress, myself, or maybe lack of sleep. Also sometimes my food, thinking that, that might be the reason, for which I'm losing hair. Solutions was a lot of clinics, a lot of dermatologists, all of that, a lot of medicines. I used to spend a lot. Everywhere there's marketing and advertising, and whoever is listening to the viewers, I would say that, please don't go by that myth, because you don't know how much you need. There was a lot of skepticism about a surgery. When you hear surgery, it's like, oh wow, okay, so. But with the transplant, then you actually look forward to life.
You said you have always been a Shah Rukh fan, and there was also a time where you had hair like him.
Yes, absolutely.
So now after the transplant, do you get that connect with your older self?
I do that. In 8 months' time, the kind of length and the kind of density that I'm seeing in my hair, in my imagination, I'm already there.
Yeah. Hello and a very special welcome on our channel, Mr. Saswat. Thank you so much for being on Beyond the Mirror with us.
It's my privilege, and very, very good evening to you as well, Dr. Priyanka. And thank you for having me here. I'm very happy to be here.
In fact, we are pretty, happy that we could, come to Bangalore and interact directly with all our Bangalore patients. And I think it's going to be a great conversation ahead.
Yes, absolutely. It's my privilege to be out here, and thanks for, the pain that you have gone through, maybe through Bangalore traffic to reach here. But thank you for making it.
Yeah, I think the city is, I always look forward to coming.
Yes, it is.
I love the vibe here, the weather and all of that. So yeah, we always want an excuse to be here in Bangalore. So
yeah, that's
glad
true.
That we are
that's
here.
right. I hope you had also a good dosa around the place.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, we went to Rameshwaram Cafe today.
Oh, wonderful. It's just nearby, yeah.
So talking about, because you've been living in Bangalore for several years, tell us, how is the work culture here and how has your experience been, working and living in Bangalore?
Bangalore has changed, I would say, over a period of time. But then, Bangalore has been quite busy. Life has been quite tough. For me, Bangalore has been quite good. But the dry climate of Bangalore has probably made my skin a little more drier. But having said that, weather has been good. The work ethics and work life has been quite tight. A lot of stress around the place that floats around. Mostly everyone is under the roof of an IT industry, So there is definitely a bit of stress.
Particularly with your field of work, can you tell us a little about the kind of nature of work and what kind of interactions you have? You're more into hospitality.
Yeah, so I work as a solution architect with one of the MNCs, and my work is quite flexible in terms of the time hours of working. When I say flexible, that's the pros and cons, and the cons is good. I mean, I would say cons are where you actually hit some of the beyond working hours times. So pros are, of course, where you get a lot of support, where you can work from home as well. So I work as a solution architect, that's one. Second is I also work as a consulting member for a few of the hospitality industry work. So there are a few of the cottages hotels which run in Himachal, in Manali. So I kind of do a little bit of consulting and marketing for them. So that is which I do over the weekends. I try my best to do it because that is something which is as a passion. So those are a few things which I have been doing. By nature, I'm a person who is a little restless when it comes to getting the job done. So I don't stop, and that probably also makes me a little more active, even though I'm hitting 40 now. I don't look like many of my friends say, and after the transplant, all the more.
Also, I think you mentioned there's a lot of travels involved in work.
Yes. So there are a lot of travel involved, as in I keep traveling to my hometown, which is in Odisha, because my parents are not keeping well. So I need to keep traveling and meeting them. And I also need to travel to Manali, to other areas wherever I have been, investing in terms of my my time and effort for consulting. Having said that, there is no compromise on my current job that I am working on, and whoever is listening to this video, for them as well, that in my current work that I am doing, there's a lot of applauds and there's a lot of accolades that have been constantly. So there is no demeaning, and so that's how I have been performing.
Since you mentioned you already have a good, happy, secure job, what
Yes.
motivated you to do more multiple things?
Good question, because this is something which people have asked me as well a lot many times, and I love answering this, because whatever is possible is something which is one stack of your mind which tells you, but there are something that you are actually capable of, unless you try, you won't know about it.
True.
So I'm a person who experiment a lot. I like experimenting. So that ways I try to see that what horizon that I can really stretch. And that's how it makes me feel that, I'm more competent.
Yeah.
And I love myself all the more when I do that.
Yeah. Can you elaborate a little on this?
Various people with different backgrounds, trying to know their lives and what challenges they are going through. So I kind of try my best to help them to overcome those. So this is about a philosophy that we practice. It's a part of Buddhism, but it is not exactly as a religion, but this is a way of life. So within this scope of this particular practice, so we actually ensure that everyone tends to believe that they have an immense and humongous potential within to really go beyond than what they have thought of.
Wow, this is such a wonderful version of yours that we got to know today.
Thank you.
And, that's something
Thanks
very
for asking,
meaningful actually that you've been doing, and that's great to hear.
Yeah.
What else do you do? Because you do so many things in terms of work. When it comes to unwinding or certain hobbies that you have, or anything that you want to share
I do.
with us.
I have a lot of hobbies. One is, of course, shooting. So I've done a short movie as well. But then that's on YouTube. But then it has not gone, much beyond that.
You have explored everything.
Yeah, I've done that. I am a sports person by nature. So I have played lawn tennis on national levels, which is under 16. I have represented my state.
Wow.
So I still believe that fitness is super important, and I still continue to do that. As I said, that I love traveling. So I love driving. I have driven down the entire country. I would say for last 7 years, I have driven down 7 times or 8 times.
Wow.
From north, south, east, west, everywhere. Wow. So India is a very interesting, very, very interesting country, and I'm very sure that everyone around, will vouch for it. Vouch for this fact that it is a very beautiful country. And when you travel this country by road, then you actually see what this country is all about.
Yes.
You actually taste those dhabas, and then the culture. Second thing which I really loved, I can drive non-stop for 33 hours.
Oh my God.
And that's 33, 35 hours. I won't sleep.
Oh my God.
And just the music and some good conversation, I'm on.
Wow,
So I've driven down from Bangalore to Leh. I've driven down from Kanyakumari to Arunachal, so all of that. And it's all non-stop, no halt, nothing. So, so some bit of power naps, and I think it comes from my genetics, because my grandfather was a great driver. So he had all those, vintage cars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he had a collection of vintage cars. And then my dad, he is a super driver. So he is a driver which the driving style of my dad, I can never dream of catching up with that, because he drives really racing kind of a driving. Okay, at this age even. So he's 70, but he drives. The speed is still there, and the alertness is still there.
Yes.
So I think I picked those from my genetics: the alertness, the active, being active. So those are a few things that's always there around. Besides this, I would say I love food. Yeah, a lot. I don't look like, but I try all kinds of food. All kinds of food. Even it is like Southeast Asian food, to whatever extent, to whatever meat extent that you can think of, to whatever veg that we can also think of. So those are a few things that excites me, throughout. And of course, a lot of adventurous activities that I still do. So I like to jump, hop, dive, run, and fly. So that defines me in a nutshell, in terms of my taste of life.
Actually, while I was listening to, I was just wondering, we always keep complaining, हमें time नहीं है. ये करेंगे तो ये नहीं है. You're doing so much, and I was just wondering, how do you plan things?
And you know what? The moment we do that, the moment we say that we don't have time, actually we will never see time.
That's true.
And that's what I have actually experimented. As I said, I keep experimenting with my life. So when I say that, no, I have time, I can make it. then I think we
that's a
actually
positive
somehow
manifestation that
absolutely
you
you manifest it in the environment,
Yes,
and that's what I
absolutely.
understand from my practice, which I shared,
Yes.
On philanthropic practice.
Yeah.
That when you actually determine and decide, and then
Yeah.
you're through.
Yeah, because you're into fitness, you love driving, like you
Yeah,
mentioned,
yeah.
right from the south to the north, you've drove.
Yes.
You
Yes,
have your
absolutely.
job, plus you have your other things you do over weekends. I think there's so much to learn from you, actually.
Thank you, but yeah, I'm just trying.
No, but that's really lovely.
I also do yoga very regularly.
Wow.
So that keeps my mind as well
Yes.
quite alert.
Yeah.
And
I was going to come to this because to be focused on doing so many things,
Yes.
I was going to ask whether you meditate or whether you do yoga
I do,
or
I
what
do.
are your spiritual practices. I was actually going to come on
So that one part of the spiritual practice which I mentioned, that we do a chanting.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do that. That is one part of it. So that keeps me up and running always, and makes me a person who always looks forward. See, there is no moment in my life that there is no deadlock or there is no challenge. Everyone, when there's life, there is always,
Absolutely.
it's like a lotus, and it floats around, and all the damp mud and the dirt is around.
Yes.
But I think the beauty of life is when you actually manifest it or experience or maybe make it in your mind that I'm the lotus.
Yes.
And I'm the cause and effect of everything. So when that is in right proportion, in right sense in your thoughts, sorry, I'm getting more philanthropic, but when that becomes the essence of your life, or maybe the focus of your focus shifts, completely to that center, which is my life is lotus itself.
Yes, I think finally the purpose of life is to be like that.
Absolutely. So that's how it keeps blooming. So challenges and hurdles are always there around. So there are a lot of instances, a lot of past history of, how I've dealt with certain situations, maybe out of job at one point of time in 2008. And then it was a very difficult time at that point when I got introduced to this practice as well. And that was a turning point of my life, of my faith. And there were those days where I had one-time meal a day. And I didn't complain because the first line of that practice says that, the moment you complain, then you actually erase all your good fortune.
Yes, that's true.
So I didn't complain. I just did what I could do at that point in time. Saved on my money, and my lifestyle changed, because I had to stop using my bike and all the luxury that was around. So I had to cut down on that. But I was very joyful. That was very important. My joy was my victory. And it was...
You've seen a lot of ups and downs.
Absolutely.
But I think when you go through these challenges is because you were destined to be the kind of person that you've turned out to be. So it's all for good when you go back and see.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes you feel more stronger. Absolutely. It makes you feel more stronger. And when you actually do a lot of research, which I do still, market research and all of that, when you do, then you see, when you're talking to people, then you can make out, because you have gone through such struggle, then you can make out that who is genuine and who is not. So that gives me a lot of, so a lot of appreciation, a lot of gratitude for all those tough times, and continue to have that.
Right. Now, since you mentioned that, you've traveled almost across most of the parts of the world. Within India also, practically there's probably
every nook and
location.
corner of India,
So I wanted to probably understand that what made you settle down in Bangalore? What is that you liked about the city that, you felt that Bangalore is the place I want to live?
To be very honest, I don't have that frame of mind to settle down anywhere in any city. I am loving being a traveler. But of course, if it is Bangalore at any point of time I think of, it would be without an IT job. I'm very sure people listening to this might, mind this or maybe have a lot of skepticism. But I'm very clear that, I have to, this journey which I have been in right now, that has to change at some point.
Right.
And if it is Bangalore, then I'm staying somewhere where it is a little away from all the skyscrapers. So
more close to nature.
Yeah, more close to nature or a little away from the airport. Somewhere towards that side of the Bangalore,
Since you mentioned you have so much of extensive traveling, I'm sure it must be taking a toll on, your overall lifestyle, your eating, your sleeping.
Yes.
Did all of that get impacted?
Absolutely. It does, impact a lot. When it's a lot of driving, when a lot of traveling, and then again work, because you cannot compromise with your work. It's 12 to 13 hours work. So 12 to 13 hours work with all the other stress that is around really builds up. And that has been an aspect of, me actually looking at my health in the mirror, because at one point of time I saw that I'm bloating, okay? Because again, you're traveling, you're eating different food, you're staying in different places, and that's not your ghar. So ghar ka khana and ghar ka rehna is something different. That's one. Second is then you have a timeline, because the kind of job, the nature of job that I have, again, you have to deliver certain things within some certain time, stay awake for a little longer time. And that has been a scenario with, I think, most of the people in Bangalore, that beyond office work, you also have your laptop. So when you go back home, you open your laptop and then you're on it. So there are a few things that, I could see in my health as well, that it is probably not being taken care.
So when you say health, anything specifically which you really saw got impacted because of this lifestyle?
I could see that one is because of travel again, 1 or 2 skin issues that first picked up in my body. And I kind of neglected it, as I said. But then that aggravated, to an extent where it became very difficult to kind of cope up with. Because you are sleeping in different places, you are eating different places, you are traveling sometimes on an aircraft or in a bus also you're traveling. And today what I do is I am very meticulous. I use a cap, but those days I didn't know, so I used to put my head anywhere I rest, So from there I got through a disease which was psoriasis, and that brings me to kind of start, speculating of what's happening on my head. So I could see that, that's a psoriasis, there's a scaling off that is happening, which kind of brought in a lot of fear. So then I kind of consulted many dermatologists and elsewhere, but then I found the solution is actually taking care of my health first, which is my lifestyle. And that's where I started taking care of that. But then in the interim, I could start seeing a lot of changes in my body, which also happened that I started losing hair. So that was the turning point of a lot of things that happened. And I would say after that, whatever decisions I took, and when I sit here, I say that I love my life. So it sounds as a lot of things that, actually happened in that entire process or in that entire journey.
At what age did you experience this, and what were the initial treatments that you thought of? Because transplant was eventually.
So I started losing hair when I was 30, so 10 years back. That time I saw that, every day I'm losing around 25, 30 strands, I guess, I would say approximately. But then that picked up. And it so happened that, and I was surprised that I have the same food, the ghar ka food and everything, but still this is, continuing. And I was very doubtful about which shampoo to use. Then those questions came in, which shampoo to use, what conditioner to use, what time in the day should I wash, or in a week I should wash, and all of that, and which oil to. And then there are a lot of promotions, and then you get to see so many things on social media, and you see so many things on internet that, okay, use this, use that, that will, it will be taken care and you will get cured. But nothing worked out. I went and visited many dermatologists as well, but they couldn't figure out, because psoriasis was something which they even couldn't catch in the initial stage. And then there was one moment when I actually kind of made my hair very short. I used to deal with a lot of dandruff issues. I would say I was in a dilemma and a lot of doubt that what is the reason, for losing hair. So I used to blame, maybe water. I used to blame sometimes dandruff. I used to blame my stress, myself, or maybe lack of sleep. I used to blame also sometimes my food. So I stopped alcohol at one point of time as well, thinking that, okay, that might be the reason, for which I'm losing hair. So all of these things started building up slowly, and it was not stopping. And then I identified that, yes, there's a stress, there's psoriasis, that's food, lifestyle, multiple things, which you cannot probably focus on just one and say that, okay, this is the reason why I'm losing hair. So I came out of that, and when I came out of that, then I started looking for solutions. And solutions was a lot of clinics, a lot of dermatologists, all of that, a lot of medicines. I used to spend a lot on those medicines. But I was, again, not sincere, to be very honest. All of this, and then it took around 5 years from there. From 2013 to 2018, 2019, I was a bit clueless, searching, researching, trying to find solutions. And many times also I got bald, to just see that, okay, will that stop?
A lot of people in India have this,
True, yeah. If you get bald, then...
that if you shave off your head, and then probably that is going to help you get the hair back. That's a very common thing. Many people try.
So I did that as well. So I would say that I am in that list, or in that bucket list, where I tried my best to do everything. To analyze or reach to the deep, the root cause of all of this.
Right.
But 2019, and then COVID came in. So when I stayed back at home because of COVID, 2021, 22, I could see that there is some difference in terms of, hair fall. Some difference as in good positive ones, which is like I'm saving some hair. but that continued, and that created a lot of stress also. Why stress? The reason being that I'm a person, as I told you, I'm into, mixing with people, talking to people, hospitality industry, all of that. And then when I go here, and I have been a big Shah Rukh Khan fan. And second is, I didn't mention that since childhood till I think 2011. So it was really like, full hair, all completely full hair.
So what was that turning point where you felt that, no, now only transplant is going to work? And then you started your research in hair transplant. Tell us a little on that.
When I answer this, I think very important for everyone to know that life has its own phases. Okay, you cannot probably look at something that after 50 I will do this. And as I said, that I have my own passion. I don't want to do bungee jumping. I have done that as well. I want to continue to do it. I want to continue to do rafting. I don't want to live young. And life has its own phase. So I could notice that, I have certain time. Okay, and that time is my time, and that will probably not come back. So many times, even I thought 2019, 2020, I thought that let me wait, let me see, let me wait. But then I had to come to that consensus that I cannot wait because I love my life. So that was the moment when I took that call that this is the time that I'm already hitting 35. So that is the time that I have to actually start thinking about in these lines, because till 45, at least I want to live young. And I want to probably be in some public speaking or somewhere that I want to do something, where there is, of course, jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai, that is one part of it. But that definitely is an angle where you can look at your life to an extent, at least personally me. So so that was the moment where I thought that, I should
want to go for
I should
absolutely. So we know Bangalore has a lot of options, and I'm sure you must have explored so many of them. Tell us a little on, what all did you discover in your research? 2 different clinics, of course we don't name them, but your experiences, and what made you decide and choose to finally choose Assure or start your transplant here?
So this question to this answer, I have been answering to so many people, and people have been seeing my result today, so I have been also telling them, and they have been asking that what made you go to that particular clinic? So I'll say it's a 1.5 years of research. As I told you, that I'm a person who will probably not, close my eyes and say that, okay, believe anything someone is saying, acha yahan pe acha hota hai, just go. I'm a person who will get into it, make my hand dirty, and then I will realize, okay, and then I'll make a complete decision. So I did a 1.5 years of research across Bangalore, and you name the big ones, I've gone there. You name the medium ones, I've gone there. So I went to, went clinic by clinic, hospitals by hospitals, all of that across Bangalore. The one thing that I noticed, and as I said, because of my struggle days, I know when a person is genuine or not. So I could make out that there are people who are not surgeons. Okay, there are people who are just dermatologists, and they are doing the procedures. And the way they are explaining the procedures will really, be one kind of a marketing and advertising that they are doing. You will really just fall for that. But I did a little bit of more research where I came to know that it is only a surgeon who has to perform this procedure. It's none other than that. I was very fortunate that I could see the Beer Biceps Ranveer's episode, Dr. Abhishek's. And that was an eye-opener. So everything actually, kabhi-kabhi aisa hota hai na, whatever has to happen, for good, will happen. And that happened in sequential way, for me personally, that entire journey. So I thought of hair transplant, then I came across this video, then I came across many other videos, then there was some myth which was clarified. Then I thought that, okay, if the owner is talking about this, let me just go and meet the staff. And that's where the turning point started, when I actually came here. After all the rounds that I have been doing around many clinics, and people have been charging bomb as well, at many places. But then no one is kind of giving that kind of assurance, that this is something, or this stage is something that you will be there. And many clinics, to be very honest, I will say that, and many would have experienced that, they don't have time to listen to you. Okay, so you are just there like any other patient, and then they just take it as a first enquiry, and they just are done with their answers. And if you have any questions, they will probably pass it on to either assistant or somewhere. But I was very fortunate, that when I came here, the first conversation that I had with Shabana, I can mention her name. So the way she explained everything was very detailed.
Yeah, very personalized is what you felt.
One is personalized. Second is the information that you're getting is quite crystal clear, elaborated, exhaustive. There is nothing hidden. We are not talking about follicles out here, so I might sound like like a person who has done a lot of research, but yes, we are not talking about follicles, because everywhere that's a marketing and advertising of follicles, and whoever is listening to the viewers, I would say that please don't go by that myth, because you don't know how much you need to kind of fill up to your expectation. And that's what was with me as well when I went through all these I would say rides. So one is I understood it very clearly that these are the things to be taken care. There was a lot of skepticism about a surgery. When you hear surgery, it's like, oh wow, okay. But then for me, I went through a lot of YouTube videos of different people. Someone saying that, oh, there is no pain. Okay, there is nothing like that. But see, I'll tell you very clearly that it's all about the surgeon. That whatever pain you actually induce to yourself or you get from to yourself, basically it's all about the surgeon. That's one. Second is there is a bit of it's ultimately end of the day it's a surgery. There's a bit of surgery. But that's a very secured way of, or a secured environment to do that. And everyone should really understand that, because normal clinics and dermatologists and all, the way the unhygienic procedures or the way they do it, and I have also kind of seen a lot of videos talking about the same thing. People have to be very careful and cognizant about this fact that there is a secure environment to do it. And I got that secure environment or that feel when I spoke to Shabana, and I was very fortunate that particular day Dr. Abhishek was also here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So he was visiting Bangalore for just one day, and that day when I had come for that inquiry, I didn't know. And I just happened to know, and I have seen his podcast.
I was about to say, so you were destined first to see him in the podcast and then meet him live at Bangalore.
Absolutely. And when I met him, then it was just, so we could, because again, he had a lot of other patients to see at that point in time, and I was just, sitting there for an inquiry. But me sitting there for an inquiry, even then he came in and he gave me a good time. So I really appreciated that, because one is I've seen him, with doing all the procedure, or maybe dealing with people who are, in Bombay and Dubai and big people, but then he coming there, and he made me sit and he was standing. So that again was a turning point of me really thinking, and he explained me. So the fact he explained me, taking his time out was a great gesture, and I could really understand that, this is somewhere I can really think about. Going for a transplant.
The viewers are listening to you, and this has been so motivational, and you've been so transparent, candid, and very unfiltered in your whole experience, your life journey, your hair journey. So tell me 5 things that changed in your life after the hair restoration. So we understood the quality work, we understood transplant was important, we understood how you decided to go ahead with a show. Tell us 5 points which is going to change a lot of things in somebody's life, how it changed in your life.
I think I love the new version of myself. That's one. Second is there's a lot of confidence, not only on myself, but where I did hair transplant, which is here. So the third point is that the hair and the looks and the confidence and everything that's coming up and building up is ultimately leading me to actually believe to help others. And whoever wants to probably go for certain things like this, I would definitely want to kind of be an ambassador and maybe promote in a better way. The fourth thing is that I'm living a little more determined life after doing the transplant, and that really helps me to become more happy. Fifth one would be at my work. I think there has been a lot of more intent which is going in. It's just not that, confidence and abilities and all, those were always there. But with the transplant, after transplant, and after you consider yourself as the 2.0, then you actually look forward to life. So fifth one is very aggressively and very positively looking forward to my life.
So the last one that I want to ask you, because you said you have always been a Shah Rukh fan, and there was also a time where you had hair like him.
Yes, absolutely.
So now after the transplant, do you get that connect with your older self back?
I do that. I do. And it's just, I would say, for me personally, in 8 months' time, the kind of length and the kind of density that I'm seeing in my hair, that has already kept me thinking about it. Okay, and I'm like, in my imagination, I'm already there. Okay, a true SR के fan. But at the same time, I would say that as we go along and as I take care of things, I'm pretty confident that I will
actually
be very
love,
close.
while I'm talking to you, actually, somehow my eyes are actually going towards your hair.
Same happens to me when I look at myself in the mirror.
Because it looks very natural and it's such a lovely density.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that, you are very satisfied, happy with your results. And like you just said, you want to help more and more people. So I'm sure this video, whoever is watching, you've already started helping people because your story is going to really reach to so many of them, motivate them, and get that confidence to take right decisions.
Sure.
So thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Thank you so much for your time. Thanks to everyone for for this time. And I actually wanted to have this video, or I wanted to have a conversation with Dr. Abhishek, because I wanted to let him know that the kind of thing that he is kind of expanding and scaling up, it is helping many people. And I'm very, very happy, client of Assure. Assure, by the word itself, is a lot of assurance. And I'm really, really happy. One thing I would really kind of call out here is that the way the surgery and the entire procedure happened, it was very friendly. At no point of time I ever felt like I'm a patient. There was proper breaks that was given, and it was well planned and scheduled. And the way the entire procedure happened, it was like a cakewalk. So
you make it sound also easy towards the end of the conversation, so that the fear and those myths will
please,
go.
If you want to do a hair transplant, whoever is listening to this, please, just go ahead. Have a conversation at Assure for sure. And I have already recommended many people who are coming in and they're having a conversation and they are actually going ahead with their decision. So I'm very happy that, that same continues, with everyone. And a lot of myth which is floating around in Bangalore. And many other cities, please don't fall trap to it. Please do your research. Even if you choose Assure or not, that is your call. But then please do your research. And I'm very sure that when you research and when you come back, out here, then you will finally decide.
Thank you once again for your time, sir.
Thank you so much.
Loved the energy with what you were talking, and I didn't even realize, how the time passed. And it was so much fun talking to you.
Same here.
All the very best for all your, future plans that you have.
Thank you.
May you continue with the same energy and the youthfulness.
Yes, absolutely.
And thank you once again.